I am doing a collaboration with the beautiful Cyndi Babulik. That's the name of her YouTube channel. And if you've ever seen any of her videos, then you are well aware of her gorgeous, smoky, smooth, calming voice. Just the way she talks to you is so lovely and calming. Like, she seriously needs to be a radio DJ on one of those, like, you know, late night, easy listening stations, like, stay with me for some smooth tunes to get you through the evening. That, I mean, I'm not making fun of her. She is wonderful. She is wonderful to watch. And the other thing I love about Cyndi is that she is so passionate about makeup. When she talks about a lipstick or an eyeshadow palette and a color that she loves, just like the joy radiates from her. And so I'm really excited to be doing 2 looks, 1 palette with her. Of course, we are using the Wet n Wild Petal Pusher palette. This is a classic, people. It's an old favorite. It's, you know, the purples. If you can't see very well, I'm sorry. But it's the purples. So many people have this palette, and when there's something, you know, that's just kind of hanging out in your collection, I think sometimes you forget about it, or you keep going into the same thing, doing the same look with it. And at least for me, I really had fun playing around and coming up with the look that I'm going to do for you today. So as Cyndi and I were figuring out how to make this collab, you know, the best collab that it could be, we thought that it would be good if one of us did a day look and one of us did a night look. So she wanted to do the sexy, sultry nighttime thing, and I was very happy to do the sweet, girly, subtle, pretty kind of a day look. So that's what we have here, and this palette, as if you have it, you know, there is a lot of metallic in here. There's like some serious duochrome shades in here, and so it was interesting to work with those kind of colors and still come up with something that I think is appropriate for day, and I can kind of give you some options as I go on how to tone it down if you want to tone it down. But it's also nice for kind of a daytime date, or just when you want just that open, bright-eyed prettiness. So I really hope you enjoy it. After you watch this, definitely go watch Cyndi's video. It is going to be awesome. Of course, I haven't seen it yet. And subscribe to her channel. And if you're new to my channel from Cyndi's, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here, and I hope you enjoy this look. And for this look, I will be using these 3 colors. The top, very, very shimmery color. This is actually nice and intense. This color here, the second one, this will be our main kind of crease color, outer V color. And this kind of lavender, pinkish purple will go on the lid. So, what I've found, and I've tried different primers, I've tried my Urban Decay, I've tried a color tattoo. My favorite thing to use is the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk, and that is just the pure white pencil. With a pencil like this, with the pure white base, it really brings out the most color, and it really brightens the inner corner too, and you'll see that effect in a second. So, I am just going to dab that all over my lid and up above my crease, kind of everywhere I can go with this. And these are so easy to work with. They don't set too much or too quickly, so you can really get in there and soften them up with your fingers. And I don't want to go all the way up to my brow, but pretty close. And as you can see, I don't have a ton of lid space, so for me, I've got to take it pretty high up. You're going to want to keep it fairly intense on the lid and then shear it out, you know, right out to the end, kind of as far out as you want the color to go. Now I'm going to start with that really light shimmery color and get it into my inner corners, right on the lid, and then also up into the kind of the crease area under the brow bone. And of course you adapt this to your eye shape. For me, I always go above the lid with pretty much everything because my lid is so small. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Now, this color is really pretty and shimmery, so I try to go easy with it, but it's nice. I think it's fine for day, and if you're doing this as a work look and you don't want as much shimmer, you can use this one instead, which is matte. Or you can mix the two just to tone down the shimmer just a tiny bit. Okay, for the next step, I am using the exact same brush and going into the matte pinky lavender shade. and just kind of putting that on the center of my lid. I'm going to go back to this eventually, but for now I just want it here, right in the middle. And then I'll use it to blend a little bit with the darker crease color. The other thing too about these NYX Jumbo Eye Pencils, I have really dry skin and dry eyelids, so they don't crease for me. I get a good 6 hours to 8 hours before I see any creasing whatsoever. But if you do have oilier eyelids and you don't like this product as a base, you could use an actual eyeshadow primer and then put the pencil over it. Or really, just any eyeshadow primer is going to help give you the color payoff you want. So whatever kind of suits your skin type is what you're going to want to do. Alright, now the fun begins. I'm going into this shade right here with a little pencil brush and putting it on the outer third of my lid, my outer corner, and my crease. This is a really pretty color. It's like a reddish purple maybe. It's got a lot of metallic in it, kind of copper shimmer. I really like it, and the shimmer's not too much. For me, this brush works great for my smaller eye shape, but if you want to use a fluffier brush, a fluffier crease brush, that will be great too. So I've gotten that right about where I want it, and now I'm going to take a bigger eyeshadow brush, although this is still kind of small. For me, it's big. And keep patting and blending a little more. This is where you would definitely use a fluffier blending brush, and for me, that's the purpose this brush serves. So I'm softening the edges, I'm diffusing the color a little, kind of bringing it closer to the inner corner. And just kind of blending the heck out of everything. Take it a little bit more onto the lid. You really just want the overall effect to be soft. I think that's where that, you know, sexy, pretty, sweet kind of vibe comes into play. And those copper sparkles are kind of going over that matte lavender on your lid. Kind of blending these colors together, you just get so much depth and dimension and kind of a duochrome kind of action happening. So you just blend to the point where you're happy, and I always kind of clean up the edges with my finger. You can use a wipe, you can use concealer, and I didn't even have to go back into my matte lavender. I just kept blending what I had. And that's it. Okay, now that the easy three-step eyeshadow is done, we're going to finish off the eye. And I'm going to define the lash line with some black liquid liner, my good old favorite by Milani, the Eye Tech Extreme. And I like doing this even when you want to keep it sweet and keep it subtle. I think defining that lash line really completes the look. Now, if you want to do this for work, or you just like something softer in general, I would use a soft brown liner, like a soft gel pencil, and you can sort of smudge that just slightly along the lash line with a brush. That gives it a really pretty soft look, and I think these colors and this eye look go just as well with brown as they do with black. I'm just doing the thin line here, and I'm not going to tight line. I think that reads as not as sweet, you know, not as ready for, you know, a day look as leaving your tight line free of line. With that liner, I just did the slightest kind of baby wing because I just like how that elongates my eyes. But again, it's your eye shape. And next up we have mascara. So another way, I think, to keep the eyes open and doll-eyed and very sweet and pretty is not to put anything on your lower lash line, aside, of course, from mascara. And I'm using my favorite little Maybelline Lash Discovery. But otherwise, no other products. For my upper lashes, I'm going to use the Extase. That's their lengthening mascara, and this is just a little sample that I got with a Sephora order. But I would choose a mascara that gives you really light, fluttery lashes. So length and volume, and just something that's not too black, 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 and not too harsh and not too dense, but light and fluttery, like a little fluttery butterfly. That was a really dumb thing to say. Never mind. If you're curious about the Dior Extase, I just have to say I'm really not impressed. I was very excited to try it, and I used to use the lengthening DiorShow formula, which I think has been replaced with the Extase, I think, but it just doesn't perform that great. It doesn't give me a ton of length. It's kind of hard to work with as the lashes stick together. I don't really think it's worth it. So that's a little side note. Okay guys, that's it. That is everything for this sexy, sweet eye look. I zoomed in so you could get a really nice look at the shadow. I'm really hoping like the color and like the duochrome effect of that darker shade picks up really well. Okay, the only thing I need for a finishing touch is lipstick, and I'm using Revlon Colorburst in Rosy Nude. This is discontinued, and it is a holy grail mascara lipstick for me. I love it, and I'm using it not to annoy you guys, but because I could really use your help. If you know a dupe for this shade, please leave it in the comments. High end, low end, I don't even care. I would love to find it again. And what is wrong with Revlon? Colorburst was so good. Am I right? Kind of in keeping with this like soft, easy look, I did not put on foundation. I just used the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, which is a new love that I just picked up at Ulta, and I'm in the shade 25. It's called Medium, and I just put it right here under my eyes, top of my nose, here on these like little spots that I have, and on my chin where it's red, and just blended, blended, blended. That was it. I set it with some Makeup Forever Translucent HD powder, and then I used my Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Talc-Free Mineral Face Powder in bronzer around the perimeters of my face and kind of underneath my cheekbones on my jawline. And finally, I used for blush the Milani Corallina blush and just kind of lightly dusted it around there. I filled in my brows with the Tarte Brow Mousse in medium brown. And am I forgetting anything? No, I'm not. That is all. I hope you enjoyed this look. You absolutely must go see what Cyndi came up with for her sexy, sultry evening look. For me, it also pushed my creativity so much. Like, I did more with this palette than I've ever done, you know, in the past week, just kind of testing out what I was going to do for my look. So I had so much fun, and I hope you did too. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for liking this video and subscribing, and thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.